Welcome back to the Oddity Shop podcast, the podcast where we tell you
creepy, odd, weird, strange, bizarre stories from around the flat earth that we live on.
Oh, Lord. I'm your curator, Kara, and I'm here with our other curator
/ flat earther, Zach. I've decided I think the earth is flat for no reason whatsoever, but, you know, we're rocking with it now. That's my
I
new
hope
belief.
People start coming for you. Your shirt's very cute.
It is. I wonder who bought it for me, since you bought a good chunk of my wardrobe.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, and this is one that you bought me and then I didn't wear for a long time because I wasn't sure how to style it, but now I've kind of figured out a couple outfits.
Yeah,
and
it's very cute.
I do like it.
I love it.
It took me a second. Okay, what's new? I finally got my new patio all set up out back with the umbrella and the new little chairs, and oh my god,
it's
such a cute. It is such a fun little oasis. I've been editing out there and like, oh, love that.
Yeah, that's fun. Also
had a fun little surprise this week. So I love your neighborhood. I have hung out with Kara's neighbors more than I have ever hung out with any of my neighbors in any of the places I've lived.
Let me just interrupt for just a brief second. I think I might have said this on the podcast before, but I absolutely love when I take a friend from way over here and a friend from way over here. And I don't mean like far away. I just mean like two people that should never know each other. And then I bring them together and then they go hang out without me. I know some people get FOMO and get jealous, but I love when friends can like just be friends without me. And then I hear
those
about
like
it.
Different circles.
I love it.
I get it. Now, Kara has these neighbors that I've heard so much about. Lovely things, Bob and Joan.
And they're very big supporters.
Yes. So thank you guys for listening when you do listen. But Bob calls me. He's like, Zach, because we had been on. I was FaceTiming Kara and she was with her neighbors. We were talking. And we had made plans. He was coming out to Grand Rapids for work. So he's like, I'm in town. Are we still going to go get a beer?
And every time I see Bob, he is always like, when am I going to get to meet Zach? Like when is he coming to town? And I'm like, I don't know, Bob. And every time Zach's in town, it's usually for a brief thing. And like, we can't get together. I'm like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Like, I'll let you know next time. And I keep saying that every time. So when I was at their house, like the weekend prior, I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, I'm going to Grand Rapids. And so I FaceTimed Zachary and I said, you have plans.
Yeah. So I went out with your neighbor. It was so fun. We sat there for like almost 3 hours. We talked about everything from
I got selfies,
psychics to golden retrievers to politics. And the weirdest part is we were like talking about where we're from. And I'm like, oh, you know, I lived on that side of the state. Then I moved up north to this area. And literally the same neighborhood he had spent his summers growing up where my parents live. Like,
isn't that crazy?
Down to literally we were talking about the street names and like landmarks there. So weird. So weird.
So
but
I just love that you guys had such a good time.
Oh my God, it was great.
I was like so giddy. I wasn't even there. And I was like,
of course, we were giving you crap too. And he was showing me pictures on his Ring doorbell of Kara showing up to his house with a stroller with her dog in it.
Okay, but here's the thing. When I pulled up, they were all like, oh, the princess has arrived. They know Delilah, and they know that she won't walk. She will not even walk around the block. They live down the street from me. I
love it too, because I started to be like, but you know that is her child. Everybody knows that's her child. Okay, yeah. Good. Everyone knows how crazy you are.
They know. Yeah, it's fine. So that was really cute. I loved every moment of that.
That was really fun.
Now, every time he comes to town, you got to go out.
There we go. Oh my God.
Go to different places.
Absolutely would. I know. And that's the cool thing is like, he's been here a few times too. So he also was like suggesting the place and it takes the pressure off, you know? God, it was a good week. I hung out with him. I hung out with my cousins when they visited. It was just like, I didn't get a whole lot done this week, but shit.
That's okay.
What's new with you?
Well, I have a couple things. So I've kind of decided that I'm not going to talk too much about the books. I know I said that I want to read. I think I already said that I want to read like a book a month on here.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about your books for a while now.
But I'm not gonna. No, not for a while now. So I've decided I'm not going to talk too much about it on here. Maybe like if guys updates. But I want you guys to come to Patreon, and I will post all my book reviews and book related stuff. You do not have to be a paid Patreon. Like you can just subscribe and it'll be like free content. But I kind of want to do like a little. I think I said it, but like a book club, but not too like intense, like where we don't have to
Oddity
like
Shop book club. I love it.
But like we don't have to like all read the same book and like be finished at the same date because that's crazy and that gives me anxiety. But I finished another book. I won't say which it is, but I finished a book in 8 days.
I finished
my
of you.
first book and then I started a second book and finished it in 8 days.
Dang.
And so I already put up a Patreon video about some like, you know, wanting to start like books or whatever. And so Megan was like commenting, shout out girl.
Of course. She is such a reader.
She was like, oh my God, the book that you should read next. Because in that video, I had thought, well, okay, Patreon glitched. So if you saw some weird glitches, sorry. Zach fixed, I think, most of them. I had put a video up on Patreon and it never went. So I had to repost it last night. So it's kind of behind. And it was basically about starting maybe a book club. So Megan had posted today and she was like, oh my God, the book that you should pick next is such and such. And that's the book that I had actually already picked and read in 8 days. And I was like, girl, spoiler, I already finished it and I'm obsessed.
I love that.
She was like, I'm reading this book right now. And I'm like, oh, I just started that book yesterday. So we're on the same page.
See,
of books.
synchronicities that you need to start the book club.
Yes. So by the time this episode comes out, this has been weeks ago, and me and Megan are going to be done with that book. But I want everyone to come and read books with us and we can all share books. And then I downloaded the book Goodreads. Tell me if Julia has that. You'll have to ask her. It's an app where you can log the books that you've read and then you could put books that you want to read and you kind of rate them.
I think she does have that, but I'll ask her. I could be wrong.
Okay. She might not use it anymore because she does her own elaborate thing on books. But I thought that would be kind of fun. So I shared my Goodreads link and then we can all be book friends. Okay, that was very long. Tomorrow I am going to a concert.
I'm still so jealous.
Here's the thing. It's The Offspring, Newfound Glory, and
Jimmy Eat World.
Jimmy Eat World. Holy shit.
So I've been meaning to tell you this. The other day I put on a like 2000s playlist.
My favorite. My
Friends Over You and Pain played right next to each other. I'm like, that's so weird. And then we got Pretty Fly for a White Guy all in a row. I'm like, this is my sign. I should be at that concert.
So here's the thing. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive I asked you. We ordered these tickets I think 6 months ago.
I know.
I might not have.
You didn't ask me on this one. Okay. You asked me on the Kesha one.
If I didn't, and I'm not even, we missed Kesha, but if I didn't ask you, it's because in my brain, I thought, I ask him to go to all these concerts and he always says, no. I can't, it's on a Sunday. I can't go home. I can't take off work. So I think in my head, I was like, I'm just not even going to ask you so you don't feel bad. And
then you keep bringing it up. It's fine.
I know.
Whatever.
Okay. I have one last thing and this is a bummer.
Oh.
Last episode, we were talking about going to movies solo and I've been so excited because Freakier Friday is coming out and Chad Michael Murray, Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And it's supposed to be really good. It comes out while we're in Kentucky. So I can't go on opening day by myself. But I'm going to go see it. I'm very excited. Very, very excited.
Too bad you'll have to take me. No, I don't want to go see it. So
oh my God, you shitball.
I've never seen the first one.
Well, we should watch the first one. Are there crickets?
There are. Hold on. I was hearing them too, but I just tune them out.
This could be a blooper. Crickets.
I'm so used to hearing crickets in my office because of the reptiles. So sorry about that. You guys got some nice little ambiance.
Okay, that's all I have for you.
All right. Are you ready to open the shop? Do you want a question?
You're so aggressive. Are you ready to open the shop? Do you want a question?
I'm ready to talk at you for the next hour.
No, I don't want a question, actually.
Okay. Well, here's your question anyway. If you are going to encounter a monster in the wild, which of these locations would you most rather encounter one?
Ooh.
A swamp.
Okay.
An Arctic shoreline. Deep underground in a mine. Or near a sinkhole.
What type of monster? Okay.
That's it.
Give me.
There's literally a caveat here. You cannot ask me what kind of monster because you're going to think too much into it.
Give me the first one again.
Either a swamp. Arctic shoreline. A mine. Or near a sinkhole.
Okay. I don't want to be near a sinkhole unless I could push it into the sinkhole. But also, is it attacking me? Am I just afraid of it? It could be my friend. I don't know. I don't want to be by the Arctic because I don't want to be cold. I don't want to be in a mine because I've done mine tours and they're very cool. But the thought of a monster being in a mine is very terrifying to me. So I think I would pick the swamp.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Do you want to know my reason?
Yes.
I feel like I will already be so on edge in a swamp for all the creepy, crawly, monstery things that I would already be on high alert and like be ready.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Because like, what is it? What is what is it? Swamp monster.
Are you thinking the bog?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Boggy Creek?
No. Isn't there a movie like an old...
Oh, Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Maybe I was thinking of the Black Lagoon. Yeah. Okay, but...
I feel like swamp monster is just kind of like a derogatory term. Like, oh, I totally feel like a swamp monster today.
Okay, but I'm picking swamp.
Perfect. Also, Creature from the Black Lagoon does come back up in this. So, do you remember my episode on the Lessor Cryptids where we covered a bunch of cryptids in an hour?
Yes, it was so fun.
2. Okay, so we have a whole
part
new
2
batch.
of Lessor Cryptids.
Yes. Okay. So obviously we're going to the Arctic shoreline of Alaska, the swamps of Florida, mines in Colorado, and a sinkhole in Kansas.
Oh,
are you ready?
I'm ready, baby.
We're starting with the swamp. Okay. This is mostly in the swamps, but also in the forests and sometimes like nature preserves and the surrounding states of Florida. So it's not just been seen in Florida.
Okay.
It also kind of comes into like rural neighborhoods at times.
Oh.
But it's mostly been seen in the Everglades National Park and the Big Cypress National Preserve. The monster? The Florida skunk ape.
The skunk ape.
The skunk ape or the Mayaka ape or the Florida Bigfoot. It's got a lot of names, as many of them do.
I love it.
So rumors of the skunk ape have existed for centuries. It's always described pretty similarly. So it's a bipedal monster, walks on 2 legs, kind of a mix between an orangutan and a gorilla, covered in shaggy hair that ranges from brownish red to gray or black. Both male and females have been seen, and apparently they look very different.
I was just going to ask, how do we know?
Because the builds, so like really big and bulky and really kind of like thin and scrawny.
Petite. Okay.
The females are also only 5 to 7 feet, where the males can get as big as 10 feet. I know your absolute favorite. Now, right now, it sounds totally just like Bigfoot. But what sets him apart, and probably pretty obviously, is the foul stench that surrounds this creature.
It's always a stench.
Yeah, that's one, though. It's like, so people who have gotten kind of near-ish to it say that it smells like a mix between rotting food, decaying meat, rotten eggs, and methane. And it's so strong that it makes people like physically nauseous. Yes.
Yeah. I bet you hear that about Bigfoot just in general. The stench.
Yeah, that's one though. Like it was more like not just like a stinky beast. This was like
this is like
very distinct. Like you smell it and you know this is the skunk ape.
Ooh.
So cryptozoologists have been studying our smelly boy. And they found stories of it actually existing back into Native American culture of the Seminole tribe. They called it Esti Kapkaki, which just translates to furry tall man.
I love it. Furry tall man.
A lot of your typical Bigfoot-esque sightings, grainy photos. Oh, I saw it for a quick second from like people spending time in those areas, Boy Scouts, hunters, campers, that sort of deal. But he kind of had like a moment of not resurgence, but like just popularity in the 70s. So much so, and I love this, that in 1977, Florida State Representative Hugh Paul Knuckles, a Republican from Fort Myers, introduces House Bill 1664, nicknamed the Skunk Ape Act.
His last name was Paul Knuckles?
Hugh Paul Knuckles.
Oh. You said Paul Knuckles? His last name was Paul Knuckles.
It's his middle name.
Okay.
All
right.
So
we got an act.
Oh, yeah. It never got passed, unfortunately, but it was trying to establish criminal penalties for anybody committing an act of taking, possessing, harming, or molesting any anthropoid or humanoid animal.
I hate that we had to add that, but I also love that he thought of that at the same time. Side
note here that says, I can only imagine what was happening in Florida.
It's Florida.
That they needed to include that clause. Yes, sorry, Florida listeners. We still love you. But some of the encounters, and they're all pretty short and sweet, but I love these. So in 1929, an alleged sighting occurs at the famous Perky Bat Tower in the Florida Keys.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Witnesses reported an unknown ape-like creature was drawn to the construction site, and after he inspected the bat tower, found that it was full of bats, he shook the tower, driving off all of the bats before running into the woods.
I love it.
In 1942, a man in Suwannee County reported a similar creature rushing out of like the bush line, tree line, while he was driving down an isolated road. Then it came up and grabbed onto his vehicle, started beating on the running board and the door for half of a mile before departing.
God.
And yeah, the guy driving was like the entire car was just filled with the stench.
Ugh.
So 71 to 75, I told you he kind of had a moment. There was a ton of sightings in Broward County. Eyewitnesses reporting, and they were always like nighttime encounters with this like ape-like creature, dark red to blackish fur. All of these encounters were heavily covered in newspapers. And this is when the term skunk ape really kind of started to come around. But he had been not only invading yards, but people's homes, was stalking people, killed a bunch of livestock, including a horse and a bull. And the local police department were like getting involved in investigating after they at first were like, no, this can't be real, until a police officer hit one with his car.
I have heard of the police officer hitting with his car. But do we really think he was stalking people, or do you think he was just trying to like observe and fit in?
I'm wondering if this one, like, I wonder if its natural habitat was kind of destroyed or whatever, and it was built up, and he's just like, these people got a lot of food, like,
or how are they living? Looks great,
right? I think, like, and this is one of the things I think really sets it apart from the Bigfoot, because it's not afraid to like get up close and personal to people. It was almost like Mothman-esque in the way it was like so interactive. Hey, Kara, have you ever wanted to take your spiritual practice to the next level?
Oh, absolutely. And if you're looking for something that feels truly magical and not mass produced, you have to check out My Mystical Forest.
My Mystical Forest is like stepping into your own enchanted sanctuary. They offer handmade spiritual tools crafted with care, intention, and so much heart.
We're talking tarot card holders that make your readings feel elevated, pendulum boards that bring clarity, and spirit boards to deepen your connection.
And don't forget the incense burners to set the perfect vibe, plus crystal trays to arrange and organize all your favorite stones. Everything is a labor of love made from hand-selected hardwoods.
Whether you're a seasoned spiritual practitioner or just starting your journey, My Mystical Forest has the tools to empower and inspire.
Unlock the magic for yourself and seek harmony. Visit mymysticalforest.etsy.com. That's M-I Mystical Forest, and find the heirloom quality pieces that speak to your soul.
Also, for our little oddballs, for a limited time, enter code ODDBALL at checkout to receive 10% off plus a free pendulum, or simply use the link down in the show notes.
Goodbye.
This is a side note really quick. So the way that you just said esque, like Mothman-esque, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I shouldn't say torn apart, but every time I post a TikTok, people have to, I think she just said blah, blah, blah. And somebody's like, I think she just said S instead of esque. And I'm like, I know what I said. In one of the videos, I can't even remember what I said, but somebody's like, do you mean whatever instead of whatever? And I was like, thanks for your opinion. I'm
So
sorry
sassy.
if I don't enunciate every word, but I said esque, just like you did.
Welcome to the internet, baby.
I know, I love it. I love it.
All right.
Okay, continue on.
Okay, so yeah, that was his whole like 70s run. His or her, or both.
Them. They, them.
Still been seen. All of them. Still been seen a bunch since. But he did have another moment in 2000. So the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office receives two
Anonymous.
Oh my
You're
God, I'm having a Carrie moment. Anonymous photos depicting a large, hairy ape-like creature. The author, who obviously we don't know, claimed to be an elderly woman who reported that the creature had been stealing apples from her back porch near I-75, and then upon surprising it with a camera, it took off. But she reported it, never having heard of the skunk ape. She thought it was an escaped orangutan that might harm her family.
She should have just like baked it in apple pie. How
I
cute would that have been
know.
if she like baked it in apple pie and put it on the board?
Stinky Boy's just looking for a friend.
That's kind of cute though that she thought it was an escaped orangutan.
Right.
I love
But,
it.
you know, he's gotten some popularity over the years.
Apples.
So he's been on shows like Monster Quest, Finding Bigfoot, and Expedition X. Well, at least he's been featured, not himself. He's not.
We need to stop saying he.
Okay. Well, the Skunk Ape. Stinky Ape. There's also the now Skunk Ape Research Headquarters in Ochipi that still does research. And I don't know if I said Ochipi right. Ochopee. They sell merch, of course. They have an animal exhibit and a campground. We should go. So anyway, say what you want about the Stinky Beast. Whether you think he exists or not, he's at least still fueling tourism to this day. Okay, are you ready then for the next stop?
Yes.
All righty. We're going to the mines of Colorado, but sometimes also Pennsylvania.
Okay.
We got some pesky little dudes pulling pranks down below.
Okay.
Do you know what they are?
I think so.
Do you want to guess?
No.
It's the Tommyknockers.
Bro, I have a whole book on the Tommyknockers.
Like a book about them or the Stephen King book?
No. Okay, so when I was young, me and my brother were young. I think we might have talked about this, but I don't know. When Kyle and I were young, we would set up our tent. We had a 4-person tent and we would just put it in the backyard, right?
Oh, yeah. I loved backyard camping as a kid.
This is a weird Rich. You know Rich. His brother was my godfather and he lived next door to me.
Okay.
That was my godfather. And he would always like mess with us.
Oh, you have to.
Would he mess with us? So he was obviously right next door. He would know that we were outside sleeping in the tent. And he would just like come and like scratch the tent and just like mess with us. But he always told us stories about the Tommyknockers and how they were like all these like elaborate stories to the point where mostly he would tell my brother, terrified the living shit out of my brother. My brother was terrified. Actually, maybe I don't have the Tommyknocker book. Maybe Kyle does. And he's going to send it to me. But anyway, he was terrified of it, right? And Uncle Ed was like, had a fire and he was like telling us all about the Tommyknockers, like blah, blah. And then he knew we were going to sleep in the tent later. And so he purposely came to the tent and was like scratching on it and stuff. I think my brother peed his pants and then screamed and ran inside, and it's never been the same.
I love that. My foster sister would do like a Hookman one.
Yeah.
To try to creep us out.
You gotta. But then later my brother's like, everything he told us about the Tommyknockers isn't even anything that's like legit.
Perfect. Well, now you're going to learn their real story.
Yeah, it's still so wonderful. Because we still talk about it to this day, you know?
So you'll have to make him listen to this one so he can hear all about them. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. So the Tommyknockers, they're part paranormal, sort of cryptid, all kinds of legendary, though. So their stories have been passed down for centuries. So they're really popular in Colorado. However, their origins actually Cornish or Welsh mythology. Okay. They are said to be creatures that live deep underground, haunting mines and tunnels, making knocking sounds, often heard far off in the distance. Some think their noises are just pranks, while others think they are warnings or omens, which is already unsettling hearing noises underground.
Well, knocking is already unsettling. Like, yeah. I understand that, like, how else, like, if we didn't have doorbells and things, like, how else were we supposed to alert somebody that we're at their door? But I don't know what it is about somebody knocking on your door that just gives
this
you
isn't like knocking at a door. This is like knocking like at rocks.
I know, but worse. I'm just saying, like, knocking in general.
Well, that's just because we're millennials.
I don't know. I think knocking's always been like, oh my God, somebody's at the door. Like, who is it? Like, I'm not expecting somebody. Like, it's unsettling in general.
Fair. Okay. So they're described as like small humanoid creatures, usually 2 to 3 feet tall, wrinkled skin and older looking faces, but they're typically like human faces.
Okay.
They're often wearing like typical miner dress. So the hard hat, the belt, tools, everything.
Yep.
Some people say they look like just little smaller versions of humans. Others say they look more like kind of like goblins or dwarfs from sci-fi novels or like, just sci-fi in general. Or others say, too, that they're like ghost or spirit, like leaving some to believe that they're the ghosts of miners who passed in the tunnels. So I love that there's so many different descriptions. Even others are like, no, they're just completely invisible.
Okay.
I have thoughts on this later, so we'll come back to that point.
Okay.
But they make their little knocking sounds, but they also play tricks on people who come into the mines, like extinguishing candles and lanterns, moving tools, taking workers' lunches, which is just mean. And just they tend to just scare the living shit out of people who don't expect to come across them. Okay.
What? Oh my God. What were they called? I covered them. They were little. Oh my God. I love them so much. They're little cryptids. And they like shoot rocks at you. And this kind of reminds me of a puckwudgie in a way.
Yeah, just like the pranking.
Puckwudgie vibes. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely puckwudgie vibes. Again, when we talk about at the end about what I think they are, you'll probably come back to the puckwudgies.
Okay.
But so they came over from immigrant miners is where we kind of got the lore from them. And a lot of people think that some of the spirits were maybe attached to them when they came over, which I kind of dig.
Okay.
But I found some writing from Luke Perkins from History, Colorado.
Oh.
And he says, as time went on, people thought less of them being more creature and goblin-like in nature and more likely the ghosts of miners. He found all these accounts that Tommyknockers were actually giving miners information about when they were about to hit a lucrative vein.
Oh.
So sometimes they're like helpful or they're the guardians of the mine. So when it says they would give like they're like an omen, that their knocking sounds might be warnings to like get out of that area before danger comes.
Oh,
I kind of like that they're like sometimes a little nuisance, but sometimes they're helpful. Like it's just like, what's my mood today?
Very puckwudgie vibes.
Yes. Because they would help the miners, though, it wasn't uncommon, according to Perkins, for miners to leave the last bite of their lunches as an offering for the Tommyknockers.
That's sweet. You need to do that.
Now, like I said, so that he is arguing more that they're past humans, right? But there's a lot who say, and this is where the puckwudgie, I think, comes in, that they're elemental in nature.
Yeah.
And I kind of think it's a mix of everything.
Okay.
So when we talk about elemental is energy.
Yeah.
Right. And I wonder if all the time, all these stories, people giving the different descriptions, that they start to manifest in the way that people expect to see them. So if you expect that the Tommyknocker looks like a ghost, it's going to appear that way to you because that's the energy you're feeding it. If you think it's a goblin, it might take on that because it's just on.
So it's kind of like a tulpa.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyway, so another really just kind of short story on them.
I love it.
We talked about it. They were in the Stephen King, he had a novel loosely based on them. And if you're too afraid to go down into the mines, next time you're in Colorado, you can go to the Tommyknocker Brewery where people go to share their tales.
Oh, shit. Let's go.
Yes. After we go there, we have to go to Alaska.
I don't wanna.
You're definitely not going to want to. This is maybe one of the most terrifying cryptids I've come across.
Oh my God. Then I really don't want to.
So
I have to be cold, dark,
you have to be cold
and scared.
I didn't say dark.
Alaska's dark.
Oh yeah, it is for most of the time. So this is a creature of Inuit legend from Alaska and parts of Canada. It's sort of like the siren of the north, but instead of being a mermaid in tropical waters, we're dealing with a frigid bitch.
No, well.
Okay, so this would be the Qalupalik.
Okay.
When describing them, the biggest difference between them and the typical siren is that they are horrifyingly ugly. Greenish, slimy, bumpy skin with somewhat of a human-like shaped body.
Okay.
With fins coming out of their heads, their backs, webbed hands and feet, but 5 fingers and toes like a human would have. Except at the end is long claws, perfect for hunting. Putrid smell again. This is like the smelly cryptid episode. But this would be like a sulfur smell.
Ugh.
And when they smile, you see their sharpened teeth that peers out from behind their long, black, wet, matted hair. Literally, okay, I'm gonna make you have the perfect mental image. Are you ready? We're coming back to it from the beginning. Take the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
And Samara from The Ring. And just
I was thinking Samara as soon as you said. But then also I was thinking like me with a face mask.
That's a terrifying sight too, honestly. So
I'm just putting it out there.
all of this isn't even the most
I can be a
horrible
frigid
part.
bitch.
Yes, you can. Maybe you are related to
Maybe
Qalupalik.
this is me.
I don't think so for the next part though, because the one of the scariest parts is what they wear.
I also don't smell.
Up for debate. Which is called an amautik, Amautik. These were commonly worn by Inuit women to secure their babies to their backs.
Okay.
I'm sure you can see where this is going. The creature has a favorite pastime of snatching up small children.
Yeah, that's not me.
Nope, I knew you'd change your mind. Okay, so how do they do this? And this is where their likeness to the siren come in. So for generations, people have warned if you're near the Arctic shoreline and start to hear humming, you may be near a little baby snatcher.
No!
They hide beneath the ice near the shoreline. And when they start to realize the children are interested in the humming, they start to tap on the ice, right? Kids start to take the bait. They may start to wander closer, and that's when the singing begins. Now, what kid is not going to go look for the singing? And as soon as the child's within striking distance, they snatch it with their claws, put it in their that backpack, and pull them down into the icy depths. Now, don't
stop it.
Don't get nervous because they don't kill their prey.
I don't care. This is terrifying.
Yeah, it's actually much worse than dying. They take them to an underwater cave and keep them alive under a sleeping spell.
Okay.
Then they feed off their childhood energy because that's what gives them the energy to stay immortal.
But they don't get youthful or less smelly.
No. They just get to live forever until they have their young, and then they feed the child to their babies.
What the fuck are these things called?
Qalupalik.
Yeah, that's dreadful.
It is honestly one of the creepiest things I've ever heard. Now, this one, it's all based. It's a lot in legend. I have a friend that
lives in Alaska. I'm gonna ask her.
You should ask her about it. I want to know. Have her write it in, or him or her. I don't know.
I don't know if she would do that.
Okay.
I'll be honest, but I might ask her.
I will say, I don't know if this one truly exists. I wonder if it was maybe like a Inuit tale they would tell to like keep the children well behaved and keep them from running off.
That's what I'm thinking, to get them to not run to the edges of the ice and fall in and die.
But we all know all those legends come from, there was something happened at some point. I also thought like it kind of gave me a little bit of Krampus vibes.
That's funny. Or no, you know what I was thinking of? Oh God, what's her name? She's a witch. She takes all the children.
Baba Yaga.
No.
Oh.
She comes for all. She has all the kids.
Yeah.
The ones that you love. Potlicker. And then she takes naughty children. But she doesn't feed. Well, I think she might if she wants to. Gryla. I was thinking of Hilda. Gryla. Kind of gives me Gryla vibes in a way. Yes.
I could see it. It's like a mix.
But she's collecting naughty children. But you know what's crazy? She does have the Yule lads, but doesn't she collect the rest of the naughty children and she eats them?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is very Gryla.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far we got Stinky Boy number 1.
I want to be Gryla for Halloween. So how many people can I get to be my Yule lads?
I want to be Sausage Swiper because I could make this a really fun pun.
But like, who else could be? I want Carlos to be Potlicker.
There you go. We could get Dan.
What could he be?
Isn't there one who just like knocks on the doors or something? I feel like he would, whichever one makes noise. Okay. We gotta get back on topic. We have one last.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is my favorite one in this episode.
Okay, where are we going?
Going to Kansas, specifically one sinkhole. Okay.
Oh, a sinkhole.
Near the town of Inman, Kansas, which is just a tiny, like 500 farmers, tradespeople, shop owners, not a huge place. There's a string of what used to be a bunch of freshwater lakes that were super popular for fishing, but eventually the lakes kind of dried up or were drained, leaving these like pockets of water, basically big old sinkholes now. Okay. So the biggest of these sinkholes has 2 names. very insanely creative, one being the Inman sinkhole, or its other name, the Big Sinkhole. We spent a lot of time on that. But in the Big Sinkhole is supposedly a link to underground caverns and tunnels that kind of like connect to all these old lakes, and they were filled with all the water that drained down, and they come with its own monster.
Okay.
His name is Sinkhole Sam.
Oh, I've heard of Sinkhole Sam.
Sinkhole Sam, it's so cute. So he's the only permanent resident of the sinkhole. He is a 15-foot long snake or worm-like little bugger.
I love it.
About as big around as a tire. I just get like Alaskan bullworm vibes.
Like, your name is Sinkhole Sam. That's
I know.
Just so wholesome.
It's so cute. So he has like a fluked tail, so like a kind of flattened tail, and then a non-snake-like grin with these big old teeth in it. All I can see is like the sandworms from the Beetlejuice, you know, how they're like.
Or you probably never watched How to Train Your Dragon, but Toothless, the dragon, has like the cutest little smile.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
So Sinkhole Sam, though, he comes to popularity in 1952-ish, when fishermen who were still trying to pull what they could have out of these lakes turned sinkholes started to see this massive creature swimming around, and some were like so disturbed by its size that they just never fished there again.
What is the size, did we say?
15 feet and as round as a tire.
Okay.
So, I mean, pretty sizable.
Yeah.
If you don't like snakes, you're going to freak out if you see this thing. You know what I mean?
I think even if you like snakes, you might freak out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would definitely.
You know?
So a veteran Kansas newspaper columnist named Ernest Alva Dewey.
Alva Dewey.
Alva, it's a 3-name one again. Ernest Alva Dewey.
Ernest Alva Dewey.
Yeah, he travels to Inman. He's going to get it all sorted out. And he was like, he wrote a bunch of like UFO articles and stuff, but he's always like kind of circusy about it. Probably because he began as a publicist for a traveling circus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He kind of like poked fun. So he once wrote an article for all these UFO sightings in Airborne, Kansas.
Okay.
And he said that it wasn't UFOs at all, that it was a sky dragon called the ball-tailed snicklehoopus. So he just has fun with it. So he publishes the article, though.
Snicklehoopus.
Snicklehoopus, yes.
Snicklehoopus.
So he publishes an article about Sinkhole Sam, and that he claimed that he went to research it, and he brought along his scientific sidekick named Dr. Erasmus P. Quattlebaum. Don't bother looking up his credentials. I did. Not a real guy.
Wait, give me his whole name.
Yeah, Erasmus P. Quattlebaum.
Erasmus P. Quattlebaum.
So anyways, they labeled the sinkhole inhabitant as nothing more than a Foopengurkle.
Quattlebaum. I'm sorry, I need a new animal. I need to name it Quattlebaum.
They named Sinkhole Sam a Foopengurkle.
I know,
a creature known to inhabit subterranean Kansas caverns.
Oh.
So anyway, though, this is kind of where Sinkhole Sam's popularity comes from. And
so cute.
Yeah, they said that nobody had to worry about them, though, about Sinkhole Sam or the Foopengurkle, because Quattlebaum knows that they are terribly dumb and mostly vegetarian.
Okay. How do you know?
Yeah. These guys are just making it
Where's
up.
your
I love
studies?
Well, though, you can imagine after this article comes out, people start going over to the sinkhole in droves. And in 1953,
Don't disturb Sam.
2 Mennonite boys got a little up close and personal. One of the two, Albert Newfield, he decides that he is going to try to...
No.
Oh, yeah. So he fires 2 shots from his hunting rifle in a vain attempt to bag Sinkhole Sam, but shooting him didn't bother him at all. He wasn't affected, and he just swam back down to the depths.
Good for him.
And he was so scared after swimming back down to the depths after being shot at that he's hardly been seen since.
That's so sad. He was just swimming around, living his life.
I know. And so it's been about 75 years since he became popular and people went looking for him. And over those 75 years, they go less and less. He's not really talked about in the town too much. Yeah, probably he very well could have. I found an article, though, that I think wraps up Sam's legend better than I could.
Okay.
So I'm going to read it to you. These days, Sinkhole Sam is only remembered by people who have a fascination for cryptids. It's the Kansas cryptid, but even among cryptozoologists, it's an obscure tale. In his hometown of Inman, he's practically forgotten, a legend buried by time. Similarly, the big sinkhole itself has also been forgotten. Both times that I've visited, there's been little sign of human activity. No trash, no snagged or lost fishing gear, nothing of the sort, just an occasional boot print in the mud. On my most recent visit, I found the sinkhole almost entirely dried up. Being able to walk along the bottom of the sinkhole helps shed some light on this tale. While there are still species of freshwater mollusks, there are no fish alive or dead. The hole is only about 4 to 5 feet in depth, maybe less, and it really doesn't live up to the title that it once had of being the big sinkhole. Seeing it dried up these days, it's hard to imagine a monster living there. Interestingly enough, many of the articles mentions that there had been a drought around the time that people were gathering in the hopes of seeing the creature. Whatever Sinkhole Sam may have been, it's hard to imagine that he still remains after all these years. So
that's sad.
Unfortunately, Sinkhole Sam is gone. But I think for our little forgotten worm snake boy that we can at least help his legend live on a little bit. So
we can.
Long live the legend of Sinkhole Sam. And those are the lesser cryptids I have for you today. But I have a question.
Okay.
So we started with you having no idea of the monster. So yes, which one would you want to encounter the most and least?
Well, Sinkhole Sam is just so wholesome. I think I would want to be with him. Skunk Ape, I don't mind, but like you're just smelly. But Tommyknockers, I don't know. Like they could be so fun to like have on your side. I definitely don't want the Qalupalik thing. Yeah, that least. Was there another one?
No, there was just 4 this time around. So which one are you encountering though? What's the top?
Damn.
Sam?
Are they my friend?
You think all cryptids are your friends, so no matter how I answer this, you're just going to tell me I'm wrong anyway. So
I think it would be, I'm so torn between Tommyknockers and Sinkhole Sam because I think it would be so fun to have little Tommyknockers on your side. But also, I just think it would be so fun and wholesome to just like go to the sinkhole and just like hang out with Sinkhole Sam.
I personally pick Sinkhole Sam just because of the fact that, you know, he is kind of gone now.
No.
I don't think I'm too worried about the Qalupalik, though. I think I'm too old for her.
We don't have babies. Yeah. But just like, that's the last thing I want to experience. It sounds awful.
See, I think the one I'd want to experience the least would be the Skunk Ape, just for the fact that, like, I don't like strong smelling things, and I don't really want to get nauseous if I'm, like, out trying to have a good time.
But here's the thing. I think that you could just befriend it and then be like, hey, there's things like showers. Let me help you.
What if it's like a gland, though?
No, they're just picking apples. They're just like trying to live their life. They just want to know how we experience life. It might be really fun to like have a skunk ape to like show the world.
You can't have every cryptid as a pet.
I can. But since we went to Kansas, I just want to say, Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh, you just scored brownie points with my mother.
Denise! That was not a good Dorothy.
Ooh,
Dorothy!
Which they had and I have to do the episode on this, but they suggested an episode about all the weirdness around the filming of The Wizard of Oz.
Me and your mom have talked about this years ago, and it's been on my list. Because I told her this whole arm was supposed to be the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It was supposed to be the whole yellow brick road and then all the characters around it. And I just never got around to it. And I never will, so don't.
No.
But Dorothy!
Oh, my God. Okay, before Kara just goes down a rabbit hole of Wizard of Oz quotes.
Denise loves it.
We need to start wrapping this up. Let us know about your favorite cryptid, either from this list or any other. Honestly, just talk to us about your cryptids.
About your cryptid. The ones that you have at home. Write about your cryptids.
And tell Kara how to get one as a pet.
Be friend.
Exactly. For this one, let's go with a snake emoji. And
isn't there a monster?
I don't know. I think we should go with a snake and a hole. Isn't there like a hole?
Yep.
Perfect. For Sinkhole Sam. We got to help his legend live on. What else do these people need to do before we close up the shop for the day and head home?
They need to follow us on Patreon if you would like. You need to follow us on all the other things. Subscribe to all of our things because it really helps us.
Please.
Share us with your loved ones or the people that you hate if they like this kind of stuff. I don't really care who you share us with. But the most important thing that you can do for us is to creep a real, you little oddballs.
Goodbye.
Bye.